What's up, motherfucker? So I done been gone for a minute, a whole hot minute. And I've been putting out a bunch of vlog videos, but I know that that's not what y'all come here for. That is not why y'all come to this channel. Y'all come to this channel so we can break down some anime. But today, I want to break down something that isn't quite anime. It is animation, but it's not anime. And it's actually kind of hot, and we got to sit down and talk about it. So today, we're going to go ahead and talk about a badass show called... Yeah, so if you don't know about this show dropped on Amazon Prime. It's basically like an ultra-violent spoof of Superman. So essentially this show is just Superman if he decided that he didn't give a fuck about what people liked and what people wanted and just decided to murder everybody because that's what he could do. Now, well, what I like to do here is when I give my reviews of shows and when I give my breakdowns of what a show has and what it can be for you, I like to make sure it's as spoiler-free as possible because I hate spoilers and personally I think that ruins the point of a review. You don't come to me to review the show because you've already seen it and you want to know my take on it. You come to me to review it because you've never seen it before. It sounds interesting and you're trying to get into it. So we're going to try to be as spoiler free as possible. I'm not going to talk about anything past maybe the second episode, and everything after that is up to y'all. So let's get into the review of Invincible. Now, why is this show dope? Honestly, in my opinion, the show is dope specifically for the plot and the characters. The animation in this show is pretty solid, but it's not up to par with what most anime are like. It's not animated like an anime at all. It's animated more traditionally to like a 2D drawn cartoon with a little bit of maybe like a 2D rig style or a 3D rig style in it. There's quite a bit of CGI later on into it, but that's just because it's cheaper and it's easier to use. So in terms of animation, this show is good, but it's not like amazing. That's it for the animation. That's just my opinion on it. I do think it has really good action scenes. I think it has really good, just like it feels really smooth and really natural inside of the animation, but all in all, it just, you can see where they cut corners at and you can see where they were trying to speed up the process inside of their animation. But all in all, I think it's pretty good. So let's go ahead and break down the plot and the characters because I think that's where the show really shines, to be honest with you. So we're going to start off with the plot. In the first episode, you find out that our main character is Mark Grayson, who is the son of Nolan Grayson, who is Omni-Man. Omni-Man is basically Superman in this universe. And so Omni-Man is not a part of the Guardians of the Globe, but he kind of like helps out the Guardians of the Globe. Guardians of the Globe are essentially your Justice League. So Omni-Man helps him out. And at the end of episode 1, you find out that he hurts all of the Guardians of the Globe. You're gonna have to watch it to figure out what hurts means. But he hurts them bad. And so after he hurts them, you're trying to figure out, why did he hurt him? Is he going crazy? Is he losing his mind? Is somebody controlling him? What happened to make him do this? And that's kind of the mystery that you inquire throughout the entire first season, is why did he do it? If he did it, who made him do it? If they made him do it, and if it was even him in the first place and maybe somebody else tricked him or something. But on top of that, you also have to go through with Mark Grayson, who is my guy. Now, Mark Grayson is a bit of a unique character because he's almost like Spider-Man before he got his powers, where he's like kind of just quiet, you know, really attentive to his grades. He likes to pay attention in school. He tries his hardest. He gets a part-time job, and he's just like a normal average kid. He kind of gets bullied, but I mean, you know, he stands up to bullies. It doesn't seem like it's too tropey in one direction or the other. It doesn't seem like they harp too much on the, oh, he gets bullied because he's a punk, or, oh, he's so into his books that he doesn't have a life. Because I mean, he honestly does. He has a best friend. He isn't afraid to talk to people. He isn't afraid to conversate. He's not like a wallflower. So I mean, he's in a character sense built really well because he's got what makes a normal person a normal person. He doesn't seem like a character trope that they just stuck onto him and said that's his character trope. He seems more like an actual person that you or I might know in real life, which is cool because it allows you to connect with him and actually build some kind of rapport with this character. And then he finds out that he has powers. So once he finds out that he has powers, he starts to take on this kind of tonal shift of realizing that he's more powerful than everybody else, and he kind of starts to let it go to his head a little bit, where he starts to see himself as bigger than everybody else because he has the powers. And his dad brings him down by saying, yo, we're superheroes, we gotta protect people, not hurt them. And that kind of creates a little bit of a rift inside of Mark because now he has to bring it down and say, okay, I might be as powerful as everybody else, but I can't show everybody that I'm as powerful as everybody else, while also being in high school and just dealing with the awkwardness of high school, you know, liking girls, getting bullied, paying attention and making sure that all your grades are up. And I mean, it's just all of that stuff that you would expect a teenager to deal with. On top of all that, he thinks he's ready for the hero work because he's just that powerful, and his dad is Omni-Man. He's got all this stuff going for him. But once he gets out on the battlefield and he really sees what happens as a hero, and he really sees the devastation and the things that happen as a hero, he really starts to rethink his life on if he's built for this hero stuff or not. And that's a really cool thing going forward because throughout the entire season, throughout the entire first season, you just see him debate on whether he wants to be a hero, whether he can handle being a hero, whether he's like his dad, better than his dad, not nearly up to his dad's standards. And all of that while also going to school, also dealing with relationships and friendships and crushes and all of these things that you would experience as a teenager if you had superpowers. All of this is one of the things that makes these characters so likable and easy to relate to, because you see all these things and you're like, that's what I would do. He's not a great character. He's not a great person as a character. He makes stupid decisions. He cuts out on people by accident. He doesn't understand that his actions have repercussions. And then when he does understand that his actions have repercussions, he doesn't really know a way to explain his way out of those actions, because he's just a goober. He's a 17-year-old kid that's never had superpowers before and never been in high school and never had to deal with all these things. So now that he's dealing with them, man's is vexed. The show takes you for some really unique twists and turns because it doesn't shy away from the things that I think anime and most like American cartoons tend to shy away from. They don't shy away from showing you, you know, raw, real street stuff. They don't shy away from showing you death and destruction and despair. And they don't shy away from showing you, you know, the real shit that would happen if people were superheroes on a day-to-day basis. I mean, honestly, I think DC is starting to do it best, where they're showing you that, yo, people die. Like, if Superman punches Darkseid through a building, there's gonna be some casualties. And just like in Invincible, when things happen, there are casualties inside of this show. You will see some casualties go down. And I think that that's really cool, because it doesn't make it feel like it's just like, oh, whatever, somebody got vaporized by a beam. No, like people get split in half and you like, yo, whoa. Whoa. Another cool thing that I like about the show is the mystery element that's involved in it, because of you investigating Omni-Man essentially. And I really like it because it challenges you on if you're actually going crazy. Like, it makes you think like, yo, am I going crazy or is this man wild? In the first episode, I started to suspect some things were up, and I started to notice some trends inside of the character of Nolan, and I really like that they didn't just outright show him as whatever kind of person you assume him to be. You know, they put hints in there that he could be this way, or he could be that way, or maybe it's this, or maybe it's that. And you spend the entire show kind of thinking like, is it this? No, maybe I need to reel that back. But maybe it's that. No, I need to reel that back. Because he just flip-flops between so many different types of character traits that he has inside of himself that it makes you doubt whether it's this character trait or that character trait that's making him be what he is. And I think that that's really cool in a mystery element inside of a story like this, because with a mystery element, you want to try to solve the mystery, but you're never quite sure if you have enough pieces to solve it or not. And I think that that really works for this show, considering that everybody else is trying to solve the mystery and you're right there with them thinking like, yo, which way is it going? I really do honestly recommend that you at least check out the first 2 episodes. The first episode is amazing in that it sets the tone for the entire show, and I think it does a really good job at just setting the tone for what the show is going to be like. In the first episode, you already start to see some of the character traits that you see in episode 8. So in episode 1 to episode 8, you see the same character traits starting in 1 that you see finished in 8. And I think that that's really cool because it invests you early. It does not invest you later into the series. So it invests you early and it makes you want to continue to go. And you start to see more cracks unfolding. You start to see more pages turn inside of the book, and it just makes you more invested to get to the end of it. And I think that that is really like cool, because a lot of anime don't do that. A lot of anime will start to try to invest you in like episode 6, and it just doesn't work, because it, you know, if episode 1 through 5 sucks, then episode 6 you never got to it. This show starts episode 1, and honestly this show starts like minute 1. The minute that the show starts, you start thinking like, And I think that that's good because you need to be suspicious in the first couple minutes in order for you to stay suspicious throughout the entire thing, but also want to reel back your suspicions because you're not quite sure if they're advocated or not inside of the story. So yeah, I'm done talking about Invincible. The show is awesome. It fucking rocks. I tried to make it as spoiler free as possible. I think I did a pretty good job. I didn't really talk about the plot much, but I didn't want to talk about the plot much because the plot is explained in the first episode. Honestly, if you watch the first episode, you'll get the plot of the show. You'll understand it. You might feel like you missed some backstory, but it won't really matter once you continue to go, because the backstory will become irrelevant once you start to get to the front story, the fore story. So yeah, I gave you guys all that I think you need to know. Go check out Invincible. Come back and tell me how dope it is. And that's it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Tryna be nice, baby you nice, but it ain't right, it ain't gon' work, I ain't gon' fight. Hey. Tryna be nice, take no chance, I'm holding my dice. I'm not cold, but I'm sipping on ice. Hey. It's gon' be all cool, I do not want you, I just don't wanna be rude. You ask, do I think you cute? You so sweet like fruit, but I don't think that's true.